and blessings, everybody. Blessings.
Many blessings to everybody.
Yes, with your girl Leonessa and Lizzie. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have
Okay.
entered Year of the Rabbit. Just leaving Year of the Tiger, now entering Year of the Rabbit. And we're going to start off with first introducing ourselves again for those who are new to our show.
My name's Lizzie. Um, I do tarot card readings. I'm a writer. I do a little bit of everything. I do counseling, um, and I'm a very spiritual, sensitive person. So,
We had a great season one of the show, Let's Talk Empath. I'm a very spiritual person too. I am Roman Catholic. I believe that in order to have faith, you have to be spiritual. You have to be spiritual in order to have faith. We have a Facebook page called Let's Talk Empath. Why do we have to keep some things confidential? We can't share everything that we know how to do.
number one, if we share every little thing, number one, things can be misconstrued. Number two, some of our things that we don't share are to protect ourselves against the things that are not seen and to protect our own energy. We have to stay armed. We have to wear that as our own armor, as our own protection. And most empaths
Right.
understand that, and those that don't, um, they learn or they will learn that empaths are not, we can share some things, but some things we have to just keep around us to shield us, protect us, so it can't be used against us in a way where it can defeat our own shield or protection. If you have people that say, well, it's against religion, and technically no, it's not, because in the Bible you believe in the Holy Spirit, but yet you don't physically see the Holy Spirit, but you know the Holy Spirit exists. There have been different Bible verses where men have brought forth spirits, have been able to talk to spirits. Um, Abraham was brought back. His spirit was brought back. So there's different things in the Bible. So if people want to throw religion about what we're doing is demonic, read your Bible.
Not everyone can differentiate the difference between demonic and what is really meant to kind of help you spiritually, strengthen your
Right.
antenna, your spiritual antenna. If you've ever felt like, oh, well, whenever I pray, I feel like God is not listening, you might need to practice meditating so that you can connect to prayer better. You need to understand really what it's about. What does it mean? And sometimes, just saying sometimes just saying the same cliche things, it doesn't reach every audience. So finding every spiritual person sort of finds a different way to communicate how to aid else in being more spiritual to connect with the higher power so that you can pray better,
Right.
and have that connection. I have a very strong connection. Lizzie has a very strong connection. And if you find that you don't have a strong connection, we're here to help you, to strengthen, to give you some ideas. Every once in a while, we want to give you some ideas, like things that have helped us that strengthen it, strengthen the our antennas. And because, and when I say that, I don't mean
Mm.
things in order to see spirits. No, that just comes natural. That part, Lizzie will tell you, I'm the one that tries to do things to make sure I don't see nothing so I can get some sleep. So how I get ready
Yeah.
for the new year is I love baths. And I want to introduce everybody, including my girl, Miss Lizzie, to this book called The Book of Sacred Baths. I've always been into baths since I was little, like putting things together like aromatherapy. And I was like, 52 rituals, idolize your spirit. This is a goodie. This is what it looks like. I know that they have a Facebook, a Twitter, and Instagram
Yeah,
for
I see the
body,
book.
mind, and spirit healing. I purchased book from Moonbeams, which I'm going to pull up on the screen. Moonbeams is a great store located in Crystal River, Florida. I really love it there. I really love that there's no Ouija board there. And I love that
Yeah.
it's mostly like you'll find crystals, things from the earth, everything's natural. You'll find necklaces, moons with like crescent moons on it. Everything's very light, very bright. The store itself is bright and pretty, and it's refreshing. It's not thick like when you go to stores that sell spiritual things. Sometimes the air could be kind of thick, and that can tell you enough as it is. Well, when you walk into this store, Liz, I'm telling you, no joke, it thick, and I can tell when if it does get thick, it's usually because there's a lot of people in there, and I'm picking up on everything. Sacred bathing brings the ancient tradition of meditation and prayer. Sacred bathing brings the ancient tradition of meditation and prayer into the modern day ritual practice of a home bath so that you can connect to spirit daily and purify your energy. Immerse yourself in healing waters for relaxation, clarity, and wholeness. For your health, gain inspiration and rejuvenation through the sacred act of bathing. With 52 bath recipes, one for every week of the year, the Book of Sacred Baths shows you how to use this relaxing practice to improve your love life, succeed in your career, strengthen your health, and transform your spirit. Each recipe is tailored to a specific emotional and spiritual need, from stress relief to divine assistance to self connection for overall well being, using essential oils, candles, and color therapy, along with visualization and you'll raise your vibration and release negative energy down the drain. A sacred bathing of the body ultimately becomes a sacred bathing of the mind, body, spirit, soul, which unearths a mindfulness of self nourishment that we might then gift as kindness to others as we go about our day. When you get your energy right, you can actually lift that the spirit in the air. You're like, it's like you know how somebody says, "Oh my God, I can see your spirit shining out of your eyes or vibrating all over you." That's your aura, and they can just see your
Hmm.
spirit and everything. A good, nice, relaxing bath goes a long way. So purchase yourself this book if you can find it. I think it's great. And then what I got for a Christmas present is this lovely book that I find that I can use as a nice journal. And I'm going to start putting in what I use for my baths that makes me feel better. Don't be surprised if you hear me say the words Epsom salt.
Epsom salt also helps relax muscles and tension.
How do you prepare for the year, Lizzie?
Well, for me, I started out with a dozen roses and I lit my Virgin Mary Guadalupe candle and I surrounded myself as to for a blessing to start the new year. That's how I do it. And then I meditate and light a couple candles. I will do a 5 card star spread reading. So the first card is the Magician card reversed. You may be selfish and manipulative in a relentless pursuit of money. You attempt to control or deceive others. You don't recognize good opportunities when you see them. Lack of clear thinking. You refuse to accept the reality of the situation. No control over bad luck, but it will eventually go away. Indecision, anxiety, and distraction plague you. So if you're one that is just stuck on
Mm,
money, this is not a time to try to deceive others to get more money or get more than what you deserve. Because if you're patient, you'll receive what you're due through the right means, but don't be do it through the wrong means because you're just going to cause yourself bad
right.
luck. Yeah. Oh, that was the feelings card. So the second card is what's influencing this. It's the 5 of Wands, right side up. You may resort to underhanded methods to get a project pushed through. There's going to be a lot of competition, greed for power, many obstacles, opposition to end. So if you are telling everybody about what you're about to do, you're giving everybody your secret weapon. And again, as Leoness and I were saying, we don't tell everything to everybody so we can guard ourselves. And this is what you're going to have to do to protect yourself. Uh, Keep some things to yourself so your opponent doesn't know your next move. Um, you're going to have people
That's
that are
right.
going to challenge your authority. There's no easy way to go about not arguing every day. It's going to be frustrating and difficult time ahead. You're going to have hassles, nuances, bad luck. There's always going to be obstacles, but if you can learn to keep what you're doing to yourself, I think that in itself will cut back on a lot of the negative negative talk against you because the next person won't know what your next move is. The next card, what's blocking this? It's reverse six of swords. You're able to rise to the occasion when necessary. You thrive under adversity. Trouble is invigorating, overcoming is too easy. Challenges are really just opportunities, quick responses, and fast thinking. Action is needed, your instincts are good. So, this in a way is telling you what I was saying, that you're going to be able to rise through these obstacles by keeping some things to yourself. Don't tell everything. uh, some people may love the trouble or excitement or the thrill of chaos while others don't try to cause chaos and cause waves unnecessarily. Expectations, I have that right side up, nine of pentacles. Pentacles means money. It's not demonic symbol. Pentacles is money. Um, Money and possessions are safe if you were cautious and disciplined. Watch out for your financial interest. Rely on your own instincts and research. Do not trust financial advisors. You may come into a sum of money or possible inheritance, uh, lottery winnings, investments. Maybe you're going to maybe your job's going to give you a bonus. So, but you're going to come into a lump sum of money in some fashion. This is something I would keep to yourself. I wouldn't go telling everybody. My boss just gave me $3,000 or $6,000 as a bonus gift. Keep it to yourself. Not everybody needs to know because that will cause problems. Because maybe not everybody got $3,000, $6,500. The last card, most likely outcome. Reversed Page of Swords. It signifies a male under 30, unpredictable, and difficult to understand. He's a quitter, an imposter, and not as he appears. He will be exposed. He exaggerates and tells white lies. He pretends to like people, then talks behind their backs. Do not trust this person. So maybe it could be someone you're working with, maybe it could be a family member, maybe someone new that's introduced into your circle of friends. Be very cautious with this person because if things are too good to be true, then they usually are. So be very, very careful right now on what you say. Guard yourself. Don't brag. Don't try to cause unnecessary waves. And just be cautious with what you say and the new people that may enter your life.
Wow, that was deep. Do you have an oracle set of cards to follow that?
Okay, so the first card is showing mental conflict, which again would have to deal with. It shows a man, and he's deep inside his thoughts. He's internally trying to look through himself at what's going on. He's mentally conflicted with what's going on around him, which would have to do with the chaos. Um, it could be anything from the arguments at work that was already talked about in the first card reading. In order to avoid that, keep some things to yourself. Don't try to cause unnecessary chaos because you're mentally going to exhaust yourself unnecessarily, and that's not a good thing. The second card is to disconnect. There's discontentment and boredom. So the other card, it talked about boredom. Um, someone who likes the chaos because they're bored. Well, you need to disconnect from that. Um, you need to get out of your head, disconnect from all that negativity, and don't consider not having chaos as boredom. Consider that a sort of peace. Um, right now, you need a bit of peace so you can recharge your battery. Until you're
Yeah.
able to recharge your battery, you're just constantly draining yourself. And the more drained you get and the low and bad energy that you have, you're not going to be able to make sense of anything. So disconnect from any negativity, anything that you don't need to be around right now, and recharge yourself. The last card is our firm foundation, but it's upside down actually. And it's in your lower back. It's a triangle. So your the firm foundation, what makes you stand strong since it's reversed is showing that you're off balance right now. You're not standing firm, you're not standing your ground in certain situations. This could be causing the mental um, conflict, the disconnect, and boredom because you're not standing up. You don't have your firm foundation met balance to do the right thing because you're always trying to do the wrong thing right now. So you need to do the right thing. Don't try to compete. Do what you need to do for you and focus more on you and not so much on other people. You're the only one that's going to carry you through to get things done. No one else is going to do that in the end. It's you.
Lizzie, thank you for that reading. If a person feels that they are dealing with a lot of negative energy around them, and let's say it's not a person, well, because the second question is, if what do you do when it's a person, what do you do when it's not a person? When it's not a person, but it's just, and you're by yourself, and the person is surrounded by just their own company, they seem to not be able to get rid of this negative feeling, this feeling that makes them feel less in the world. What would you suggest?
I think, well, there's a couple things you can do. If some people feel better to confide in friends, um, some people will go around their living space and sage it, hoping to eliminate any negativity that way, and they will take a shower or a bath. I am so it works different for different people. I go around saging, but I also am one where I'm not one to sit and meditate only because I'm mentally, it just doesn't work for some people mentally. I'm more of a I need to express it, get it out type of person. So I think it depends on the individual. Some individuals, depending on their situation, where they're at mentally, if they've gone through a situation where they've been isolated, to be isolated more to say go sit and meditate doesn't work for everybody. So I think if you have the opportunity, if you have a best friend, you have people that will come over and talk and and bless your house and pray and whatever you need to do, that's something that you should be able to do. But it's good to start somewhere.
Right. It's good. So people should start out their year by number one, sage your houses, everybody. Sage away. inside and outside. Nothing wrong. It kills airborne bacteria. So you're winning both ways.
I think by blessing oneself, blessing, if you have a certain area that you stay in, bless that area. Bless from the threshold of that area all the way around the space where you stay in. If you live with somebody, um, I think if it's somebody per se that's frequently visiting you, and you know they every time they come, like you feel that anxious, you feel your skin crawling sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with saying, "Listen, I love you, but I need my space for a minute. I just give me space." Because
Right.
your body literally is telling
Right.
you to avoid that person for a reason. And if you're not the type to hurt
Yes.
anybody's feelings, which I totally understand because I tried to be very delicate um, with people. Um, I know sometimes it's hard to tell somebody, listen, you're causing me to have anxiety when I know you're coming over, or oh my God, they're coming over again. You don't you feel bad for feeling that way. Your body's telling you that for a reason, and you need to listen to your inner self. Your inner self is telling your outer self, hey, we need to connect. You need to listen to me. There's a reason why I'm saying this ain't working. But if you live with
Right.
somebody, I would just bless your space more. And if you're the type that can handle, you don't mind being in that space, that limited space by yourself, you don't mind being alone, then do it that way. But if you're the type that you have to mingle, you have to be around certain people, then I know it's going to be hard. But just keep yourself blessed and your area blessed where you can always return to your comfort zone, and you know that
Right.
safety net built up in your realm.
So now I'm gonna do a final card reading, the Chinese tarot deck. I've used it before on the show. This box, I've used it many times because I'm very comfortable with it. It's beautiful Chinese tarot deck. Very, very beautiful. Very elegant. I love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. Makes me feel connected to some of my background. Yes, I have a this percent Chinese, this percent Japanese.
I
But
like it.
so
I
my
like
mom
it.
always tells me, thank you. She always says, I could tell that you're really connected to that, you know. And I said, well, connected to a lot of it. So I want to start off.
Right.
This is a goodie. The first, I'm only going
Okay.
to do a three cards draw for the tarot deck, and then I'm going to do a three-card draw for the oracle deck. Now, for some
Okay.
people that might be unorthodox, but guess what? I'm the reader. The moon. We have the moon. Oh, it makes me want to watch that movie, Over the Moon. I love that movie. It's so
Okay.
beautiful. So we have the moon.
Okay.
The moon represents the female essence of nature. The goddess of the moon holds a hare, an emblem of longevity. Go figure. We're talking about Year of the Rabbit, and she's holding that hare. Great. I love it. We're on already. This card means deception. Right side up, it means deception, twilight, obscurity, intuition, disillusionment, danger, bad influence, ulterior motives, false friends. What in the world, Liz? If the amazing thing is that aligns with what you just gave. You see?
Exactly. That's how our cards
Consistency.
usually work. Yes.
You can't make that up. That was I shuffled and I just drew, and you over there and I'm over here. So wow. Can't make that up for nothing. All right, so the next one is
Yes.
Queen of Swords, and then after that is the Chariot. Ooh, and Chariot means movement. Ooh, and it's right side up. All these are right side up. Queen of Swords. Kind of taken. The queen holds a sword. Her attendants carry fans decorated phoenixes. Right side up, this means quick witted, intelligent, perceptive. A subtle person signify a widow or a woman of sadness, mourning, privation, absence, loneliness, separation. And then the last card, still on the same consistency, everybody. The last card, the Chariot. A passionate warrior raises his spear against the forces of evil. A dragon, right side up, this means adversity, possibly already overcome, conflicting influences, vengeance, success, possibly a voyage or journey, escape, rushing to a decision. That is it's very consistent. I mean, it's like it's almost the same as what you were saying. And it's sad. It's so okay. So we're starting out with a lot of red flags this year. People have to proceed with caution.
Yes.
We're that's what you were saying, and I got to agree. For the Oracle deck to support the tarot deck that I just drew, I am going to use the White Light Oracle. It looks like this. Now, this I bought
Okay.
also from Moonbeams. This is another one the other one I bought from a different store that its name escapes me. Forgive me. I want to say it's Soul Essentials. Comes from Ocala, Florida. Yes. It's a pink building. Like, ooh, pretty. All right, y'all. Here we go. Let's see what the
Okay.
guidance is with everything considered. What kind of guidance can we hope for? All right. My spirit says it's ready. Ooh. And I'm going to drop them like a person ready to see what this got to say. Okay. I'm probably going to slaughter some of these words because some of the words I don't understand. I don't understand some of the words. So forgive me. Take it. Give me a little bit of a chance here. The first one is see, I really don't know if I can pronounce this one. It is Ayan Soffer. That's
Okay.
how you pronounce it. So here's the first card. This card, a way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto the path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success, and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Again, with that warning. Same one, too. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love. This will allow for successful process in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. And there is more, but I'm just going to keep it at that because there is a healing process that is also that goes with that. Um, and it's pretty long. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to leave that at the end of the show. That way, people can continue to read it. The next card is
Okay.
card number 23. It's long. Beta of Spirit Wolf. Give yourself enough rest. Only then will you be able to ground yourself enough to cultivate focus and motivation to fulfill your path. You will find a way through any tricky situation as you tune in to your instincts and trust your own timing. From times of change and uncertainty comes confidence, love, and resilience. Embrace transition. Commit to your tasks, and stay focused, but be flexible in your approach. You have the skill to intuitively handle any issue. And then Alpha of Aclon or Alcyone. Alpha of Alcyone. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
A positive twist of fate and a windfall of good fortune are destined for you. Brightness and hope will alleviate negativity and give you the strength to find your way through a time of adversity or challenge. Finally, you will experience peace, love, and deep connection with your true self and the universe. Good things are on the way to you.
And that went with part of that went with had about the sum of money. You're going to get something good coming to you.
Everything was consistent. Everything. So
Yes.
I hope that that helped everybody. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in our next episode with our first guest. Stay tuned to find out who and follow us on Facebook. And don't forget to like and subscribe to
Yes.
this YouTube channel.